Hello, algebra students. We're ready for section 4. We start off with some review of lesson 8.3, and I have already worked out those problems for you, so you can pause your video here. If you've not tried those, go ahead and try those on your own and check your work against my work. And then we'll get into special products. So now we're ready for section 8.4. And it's called special products. Let me get on a pen here. Special products. We are taking our FOIL method, first, outside, inside, last, and we're going to find out that every single time there is a pattern forming. So the first key concept here is called square of a sum. In other words, we have the sum, there's your plus sign, sum of two numbers squared. So that is basically a plus b times a plus b. And if we apply the FOIL method first, and I'm going to do first and last to make the eyebrows, if you remember our little FOIL man. So the first is going to be a squared. The last is going to be b squared. So what about the outside and the inside? Well, outside is going to be ab. Inside is going to be ab. So if you have AB plus AB, that's going to equal 2AB. So our inside and our outside and inside together make the 2AB. So what they're hoping that you will do is use this pattern that it happens every single time as a shortcut. So let me erase my marks so that you're able to see the A's and the B's as we apply them to numbers. They've worked one out here as an example showing you that x plus 4 is really x plus 4 squared is really x plus 4 times x plus 4, where you've done the FOIL method, but you notice they left out the step where you have 4x plus 4x. When you FOIL it out, you get x squared plus 4x plus 4x plus 16. They're able to skip this step and do that sort of in their head. They know that it's always going to be twice whatever a times b is. So let's see if we can do number 1 without doing the FOIL method, trying to use the shortcut. So my first term is going to be a. This is my a and this is my b. So it's going to be a squared. So 7 times 7 is 49 z squared. My last term is going to be b squared. 2 times 2 is 4. And in the middle, it's going to be twice a times b. Well, 7z times 2, which is the b term, and all of that times 2 gives us 14 times 2, 28z. So there it is. I figured it out using what's supposed to be the shortcut. Now I always, until I get comfortable, know that I can always use the FOIL method to double check myself, or the more you do this, the more you FOIL, the more this shortcut makes sense to you. So 7z times 7z is 49z squared, and then 7z times 2 is 14z, and 2 times 7z is 14z, and 2 times 2 is 4. And so as we combine like terms, we're right back to where we were. So see if this is for you to check your understanding. See if you can do number 2 and use the shortcut. You're going to say 9x squared, because that's 3x squared. Your last term is going to be 2 squared, which is going to be 4. And in the middle, you're going to multiply 3x times 2, and then multiply that product times 2. The more we practice any skill, the better we will become. Okay, I have a typo on our key concept number 2. We're talking about square of a difference, and you'll notice that yours are sums, so you need to change those plus signs to a negative sign. So we're looking at a minus b times a minus b. We're squaring a difference. And when we apply the FOIL method, if you'll watch, I'm going to just do the FOIL method. A times a is a squared. A times a negative b is negative ab. And negative b times a is another negative ab. And negative times negative makes positive. B times b is b squared. So I'm going to combine my like terms. A squared minus 2ab plus b squared. And that is what is going to happen every single time you square. However, when in doubt, you can always FOIL it out and get this same answer. But they're trying to show you that this is a shortcut. So here we are with their example, x minus 3 squared. So instead of writing it, actually I would love for you all to get to where you didn't have to even write the problem. But you can go ahead and write the problem so you can picture in your mind first, outside, inside, last. But notice that they skipped this step. They didn't write it out twice. They didn't say negative 3x, negative 3x. They realized we're going to always have 2 of whatever a and b are multiplied together. So we have 2 negative 3x's here, and that's where they got their negative 6x. So I will try to do number 1 using the shortcut, and then I'm going to ask you to practice number 2 on your own. So my first term squared is going to be 3c squared. 9c squared is the result of 3c squared. Negative 4 squared is going to be positive 16 is the result of negative 4 squared. And then it's always going to be negative because I'm going to have the product of 3c times negative 4, which is negative 12c. And negative 12c times 2 is going to give me negative 24c. So I'm able to find my final trinomial answer without actually writing out the FOIL method. That's the shortcut. Okay, that same shortcut can be applied even if we're talking about geometry problems. So they're asking us to write an expression that represents the area of a square if all we know about a side of the square is that it's 3x plus 12. So if you like to write on the picture, which I do, it's 3x plus 12. So all of my sides are going to be 3x plus 12 because they told me it is a square. And the area of a square is side squared. So I'm going to have the square of a sum. I'm going to have the sum of 3x plus 12, and I'm going to need to square that to find the area of this square. So length times width, or side times side, in this case because it's a square, they're the same number times itself. And now if we apply our shortcut, the first term squared, the last term squared, and because it's a plus, it's the sum of two numbers, it's going to be positive, and it's going to be 3x times 12, which is 36, times 2, and 36 times 2 gives us 72x. So that is the area of that square. That's an expression that represents the area of that square. I'm going to let you practice this one. Beware, that is a subtraction sign. So you're going to be doing the square of a difference, the second one that we talked about. All right, there is one more special product that we need to talk about. The product of a sum and a difference. In other words, product means multiply. We're multiplying a sum, an addition problem, and a difference, a subtraction problem. So when you multiply an addition and a subtraction problem, this funny thing happens in the middle here. You notice we do not have a middle term in our final answer. So to see why this formula works, let's FOIL it out to see where the shortcut comes from. So a times a is a squared. A times b is positive ab. Negative b times a makes negative ab. Aha. And then negative b times positive b makes negative b squared. So right there, you have a positive ab and a negative ab. They are going to cancel each other out, so we are left with a squared minus b squared. And that's going to be the result every single time. So for number 1, let me do the FOIL method. To the left, 9d times 9d is 81d squared. 9d times negative 4 is going to be negative 36d. 4 times 9d is positive 36d. And positive 4 times negative 4 is a negative 16. And they cancel. And I am 81d squared minus 16 will be my final answer using the FOIL method. Trying to use my shortcut, I know that it's going to be my first term. Let's erase so you can see the pattern here. So I am watching this pattern to do the shortcut. It's going to be my first term squared, so 9d times 9d is 81d squared. And it's always going to be a minus because they were opposite signs. The sign was positive and negative, so it's always going to cancel the middle. The middle is going to cancel, and opposite signs make for negative 16. So I could get the same answer without actually doing the FOIL method. So I'm going to try this second example using the shortcut. So 3y squared is 9y squared, and it's going to be minus, and 2 squared is 4. And that's how quick and easy it is using the shortcut. So practice, practice, practice the shortcut, and we're going to do some more practice problems in class tomorrow. And I'm going to encourage you to try to get comfortable noticing, recognizing the patterns. It'll save you some time. And as always, have a wonderful day.